I got recorded. Welcome to Monday morning. Yeah, sometimes I forget to hit that record button, and sometimes you guys just need to scream at me if you don't see it recording, because I just start going and then I'm like, whoops. All right, so road to 12K. We have 25 people on this morning that are serious about either going and getting to 12K out of, like, you know, hundreds of people. So we have 25 serious and on this morning. So give yourself a pat on the back. And I said, who is this for? Because it's not just people who are sitting at 4K and want to go 12K. This is for everyone. This is for people who are already past 12K or maybe hit 12K in the past and are looking to duplicate and create more 4Ks on their team. This is for, oh my God, my nose is itching like crazy this morning. This is for people who have never even hit 4K, but they want to know what the road is to 12K for them. So make sure that if you know there's people on your team that want this really bad, but they are at work, I might actually make this one where you have to register to watch the recording, just so I know who's serious. Who do I know need help? Oh, I love technology and the tools that we have. Okay, so I think I'm going to do that. Then they'll have to register, and then I'll know if they watched it or not. And then if they go, I just can't seem to get to 12K, I can go back and be like, but you didn't watch the road to 12K training. Do you feel like the little evilness inside of me sparking joy right now? Because it does. Okay. All right, let's get started. I actually also typed out a bunch of notes, and they're really just like headlines of all the things that I want to talk about. Thank you for thinking I'm funny, guys. I'm going to put those in. I'm going to copy and paste those in the chat. Please, someone don't let me hang this Zoom up and then forget to do that, because I don't want to put it in the main team chat, because then people like Aaron or people who are not on this team cannot get those notes, and they're just notes, like subject lines. So all it's going to do is help jog your memory of what we talked about. It's not going to be everything I say on the Zoom, obviously. Okay, so first and foremost, I want you guys to think about when is it that you want to hit that 12K. So set a goal. It's not even just about when you want to hit the 12K. It's if you're already 12K, how many more new 12Ks do you want on your team? What's the goal for each of them to hit 12K? Where are they at right now? You know, and what's the goal to get there? So along with setting the goal is take inventory. I want you to take inventory. If you are, I'm gonna speak mainly to people who are 4K and want to go 12K. Okay. I'm gonna talk in terms of that. But like I said, this is for people who want to duplicate more 12Ks on their team and are already 12K. This is for people who are 12K or have been 12K and have maybe slid back because life got in the way, whatever. And this is for people who are not yet 4K but want to go all the way to 12K. I said that, but I'm going to talk to the people who are already 4K and are on their way to 12, if that makes sense, so that I can focus on one group. The rest of you just duplicate it. Because my focus right now is to get as many of those people that popped 4K in April and have momentum to get them to 12K quickly, because I know that once we get people to 12K and they start getting their second largest bill in their household paid for, they are pretty motivated to keep that. And if you're not, I mean, that's just on you. But I know that once we get people to that rank, a lot more sticks, and a lot more duplication starts happening. And you've done a lot, so you now know how to turn around and help other people. So I want you to take inventory of who makes up your 4K right now. Who makes up your team right now? If you are 4K and you brought on 4 promoters to earn 4K, I want you to take inventory on those 4 people. I want you to go and decide with them what their goals are. I want you to go, and some of you, this just happened, right, in the last couple of days. So you have people that are in their VIP still. Best time to hit this and hit it hard is now, because they're motivated. They just got a kit. They've got trials to get out. Okay, so it's hit it now. So go take inventory of all those people. Now, let me step back a minute and say, if you hit 4K and you only brought 2 promoters on to do that, one of your, besides taking inventory with those two people, one of your very next steps absolutely must be going to get 2 new promoters. 100%, hands down, you must go get 2 new promoters. Okay. We're going to talk through that a little bit, but that's got to be a main focus of yours right now. If you brought on 4 promoters, but 2 of them, when you go take inventory, were like, oh, my friend Susie was like, let me help you out. I'll buy a kit. You gave me a discount. Okay. Obviously you still need to go find someone to replace that person. You need to have 4 personally enrolled, qualified, and active promoters to hit 12K, to continue 12K, to always earn your auto bonus. You must have, I'm going to repeat that, 4 personally enrolled, qualified, and active promoters every month, not new, just 4 that stay qualified and active that are your personally enrolled to earn 12K every month. So if you only have 2 that are serious and working, you have to go get 2 more because you will always have to have them. So one of your biggest goals is take inventory. Then the next one is we're at the 2nd of the month. Let's go find those 2 promoters so that we can start working with them immediately. Okay. And that's going to lead into your 100 Thrivers challenge that we're all doing. And I'll get to that too. So it's set your goal. When do you want 12K by? Everybody's different, right? And you have to take inventory on your playbook, your time management, your calendar, your work schedule. How many hours in the day can you put into this? So take inventory means all of those things. Maybe you would like to hit 12K by the end of May, but you've been treading at 4K for 4 months. So is it reality for you to hit 12K by the end of this month? Only you know that. I wouldn't give yourself slack just because you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do that in this month because you're just not willing to like cut out Netflix and chill time. Like, let's think about what your goal really is and how much you're actually willing to put into it. Now, there's some people that are going to maybe set a goal of like 90 days for 12K. Now, hopefully sometime today we'll find out, is the company extending rank up bonuses? Are they extending any of those kind of promos that we had in March and April? We just don't know that yet. As of yesterday, when we saw some kit orders go in, they were not doubling. So unless they reset the system and decide that they're going to do that again, as of right now, that double QV is not happening. So I told you guys this when they launched it 2 months ago. And for those of you who weren't around or weren't on that Zoom, I said to prepare yourself for this, because once you get used to volume doubling on certain things and it no longer does that, it's even tougher to get to that next rank. It's not normal for them to double qualifying volume on kits. They maybe done it 2 other times for a month. This time they did it for 2 months to give people, I think, a little bit of extra time to like build and know that this month, if you almost crossed the 12K mark last month, you have to go take inventory on how many kits were sold in your organization over the course of that month. If it was only 2, you're in pretty good shape. If it was like 12, you got some work to make up because that volume isn't going to residually happen again this month. I hope that makes sense. And it's why I tried to transparently tell you guys 2 months ago when they launched this for March to prepare yourselves so that everybody wasn't counting on that double type volume, because it's not going to stick around forever. Now, if they end up restarting that for this month, we can all be really happy, but let's make sure that, let's make sure that we're preparing ourselves for June for that not to happen. Okay. So take inventory, set a goal. Those are your first 2 steps. Let's do the math was like my 4th one on here. And I kind of just went over that. I want you to do the math on like, take the double QV out of it for now, unless we hear differently. But I want you to do the math on what it's going to take to create $12,000 in volume on your team. About how much does you and your team have in auto ships going out? You can go look at your auto ships report in your cloud office. It will estimate for you what is set to go out in auto ships. Just know that's a little bit of an overestimation, because some people pause their auto ships. Sometimes those numbers are just off a little bit. So they're not like, 100% accurate. That's all I want to say. So they're a little overestimated. but you can go to your auto ships report in your cloud office and it will show you the next so many auto ships going out and what the approximate total is in volume that you will get from that. So that helps you kind of see your residual type sales that will come in. My mouth is dry and all I have is a shake. Forgot to grab my water in here. Where's my assistants? Furry little betches are sitting on the bed right now, sleeping still. So I want you to do the math on that. I also want you to do the math on once you set up and take inventory with the team members that you have running and you know their goals, you can set, we talk about number mapping all the time. This is a version of that, right? So go in and see, you've got, let's say you have 2 promoters that helped you get to 12 or 4K, right? And you have maybe a couple more that you're talking about bringing on board. We'll go to those 2 promoters that are like running with you and they also either their goal is to get to 4K or, oh, mwah, 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 bye honey, have a good day. I love when I can see that kind of stuff on Zoom. I mean, we've seen worse, right, Sid? We've seen people making out in the morning in their bed and it's kind of weird. Okay, so I want you to go to them and find out like, what is their goal for the month, right? Are they trying to get to 4K? Are they trying to get to 12K? And what you can kind of tell, like, how serious is that person? They've been kind of working at this, but they kind of fall off. They're kind of in, they're kind of out. So take some of that with a grain of salt. Just because someone tells you they want 4K does not mean they're willing to put in the work for 12K. Just because someone says they want 12K does not mean they're willing to put in the work for 12K. And one thing I want to just side note this asterisk, if you have been struggling to get to 4K or struggling to get to 12K, it is either your work ethic or it is growing your network. If you know you're doing your income producing activities every day and you're doing connections and reach outs every day and you're struggling, I will say 99% of this is network and it has to be grown. And then you have to touch them and connect with them. Okay, so that's the purpose of the 100 Thrivers Challenge. If you're really in it to win it this month, you will have set up that board. If you are behind the A game, you will set that board up today. If that's after work today and you spent, good job, Shar. If you have to spend today doing that, or if you have to wait until you get home from work at 6 o'clock tonight and you spend till midnight putting your 100 Thrivers board together, that means you're serious to grow your business. I know that sounds like, but hey, we got big goals, right? All right, so do the math. See how you're getting to that 12K number. How is that happening for you? Who's working on your team? What are their goals? What are you committed to getting new business wise this month? And if you only have 2 working promoters, you've got to go find 2 more. Let's put names to those people. Let's put faces to those people. Let's start having conversations with those people. Okay. I brought this one and put it on the list at the last minute because of something Paul said in the chat this morning about picking out his car. I used to tell people a long time ago, years ago, when they were really working on 12K, if you are 4K or you are 0K and you are working towards 12K this month or within the next 90 days, I need you to do me a favor this week, if at all humanly possible. Okay. I want you to fit this in your schedule this week. I want you to promise me you will fit this in your schedule this week. Okay. I want you to pick that car and I want you to go make an appointment and test drive it. Please. I want you to take pictures of you doing it. I want you to take video of you doing it. I want you to go sit in that car and smell it. I want you to take pictures of the car and put it on social media. I want you to tell everybody that's the car you're getting ready to earn. I want you to drive that car. I want you to know what it feels like. I want you to know literally what it smells like. I want you to immerse yourself in what that is going to be. And then I want you to take those pictures and put it on your vision board and put it on social media. And if you take video, put it in your stories or go live. I don't care. Do something about it. You really want it, you'll make the appointment to go drive that car. I promise you, as funny as that may sound to some of you, it works and it works good. It puts it in your subconscious so that you're thinking about it and you're dreaming about it. That smell, you will not get out of your head. I promise you. I want you to stop when you're doing this, sit in that driver's seat, put your hands on the steering wheel, close your eyes, and think about this car in your driveway. I am dead serious. Okay. Promise me that you'll do that this week. And if you're like, I literally cannot fit it in this week, do it next Monday. Like, get it done. I want to see pictures. I want it in the chat. I want to blow this thing up. I want you to get those cars. I want to be a part of you guys getting those cars. And if you're the one that's sitting back saying, well, I mean, I want to hit 12K, but I want to be in the safe zone for 3 or 4 months and collect my $300 and make sure I'm stable at 12K before I go get the car. I'm okay with that. I still want you to go sit in the car that you want. If you want a car that's not on our auto bonus plan and you plan on just taking the $300 a month, go sit in that car. I'm cool with that, but I want you to go do it. Okay. Next, leadership. Let's talk leadership for just a minute. What kind of example are you setting? Are you showing up to all the Zooms? Are you committed to showing up to all the Zooms? Are you coming to the trainings that are being provided? Are you committing to the things like that? Are you present and consistent on social media? Are you duplicating your behavior with the team that you are creating underneath you? And I don't care if you've been around for a long time and you hit 12K and you fell back or whatever it is. Are you plugging in and showing your team that you are plugging in? Are you inviting your team every single day to be on these Zooms with you, right by your side, locked arms, in sync with you? Are you checking in on your team every single day to find out how you can help them? I want you to just take a little inventory on your leadership and what kind of things you're doing. I'm going to take this one step further for those of you who've been around for a little while. Stop relying on me and Sydney to do it all. Stop. You've got to create leadership on your own team. You have to be the one that drives the ship. They didn't join me. They didn't join Sydney. Okay. They joined you. They joined your team. Create some team community on your own team. I'm not saying go plan, we've had this problem in the past. I'm not saying go plan Zooms right on top of the Zooms we already have. A new schedule is coming out today just to add some more income producing activity type Zooms for people to plug in that need that. Okay. That is not a requirement for everybody to hop on every single one of those Zooms. Hop on as many of them as you can and plug into the ones that you know you and your team are going to get the most out of, and let your team know what else is available to them. But if you are a leader, start volunteering for some of those. Start making your own team Zooms or your own team weekly call or your own team meetups or your own locals. Do something to show your team you are a leader. Okay. I'm gonna flip that script for just a second, because my next note on here is the best thing you can do is point your team in the direction to find answers rather than providing it every time. Create these habits early. Let me explain. I am the worst at this. Okay. I want to go quick. I want to go fast. I want you to have everything at your fingertips. So I tend to give it to you rather than give you the place to go get it. I am working really hard on giving you the place to go get it. That's why I created Susie Bot. That's why I created the trial bot. And it's why I created the boards. I didn't create the boards app. I mean, I wish I did, but I didn't. It's why I created our boards app within the boards app. And so you will hear me more and more and more in the chats. And I'm asking you to do the same thing. It will save you a lot of time and heartache. I have had promoters come and go because I did too much for them in the beginning. And then when it got hard and I couldn't do it all for them, they quit. Okay, so take my advice, please, and start this now. You cannot do everything for your promoters. If you do, you are shooting yourself in the foot for down the road. And they will never become the leaders that they need to be for their own team. They'll just start plugging everything back into you. You're only one person. And as this expands into a massive team for you, you won't be able to keep up. I will say 99% of people are never going to do what I do. Never. They're never going to work as hard as I work. They're never going to put as many hours in as I will. So I'm not duplicatable. And I know that. I know it. That's why I made tools, because I am not duplicatable. I'm kind of like sick in the head about how much I like working my business. Most people aren't that way. I have a different lifestyle than a lot of people too. I don't have kids in massive sports and tons of things and I have one child and he goes to his dad's every other weekend and one night a week. I have a lot of time on my hands. I know I'm not duplicatable. That's not most people's lifestyle. I have a husband extremely supportive and will let me just spend my time doing whatever I want 99% of the time. That's not duplicatable and I know it. So plug them into the tools instead of to you. It is the best piece. I wish I'd had these tools years ago. I probably would have kept more people on board. So when your team asks you for things, stop going and getting it for them and providing it. Plug them into the tools. You will see me do it more and more and more. You message me for something, I'm going to tell you where to go find it. Now, there could be exceptions to that rule, right? Someone who's in their first 14 days, they don't know where and how and why. Help them. Okay. I'm talking about they're after their 14 days. They've been plugged in. They've been through Susie the bot. They get it. All of it's good to go. I'm talking about after that. Okay. And there's gonna be exceptions to the rule. Like on the last day of the month, there's one of the biggest promos ever. And we're trying to bring on a lot of people at one time. I'm just going to start shooting you stuff. I don't need to teach you how to go find stuff at that point and in that moment. So use your best judgment. But you know, the saying, teach a man to fish. I don't know the rest of it. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So my best advice, if you are a leader that is giving everybody everything that they need all the time, please stop now and point them to their tools. If you are a downline that's continuously going to your upline and asking them for things that are available at your own fingertips, stop it. Don't do that to them and don't do that to yourself. You've got to learn where everything's at. Everything is at your fingertips. I promise you. You've got to start digging into your cloud office. You got to start using boards. You got to start using the trainings. You got to start using the bots. And your team will be, it does not matter what works. Okay. What I do works. I can build massive. I can build fast. That doesn't matter. What duplicates matters. What duplicates matters. So it doesn't matter if you're just like me and you can spend 80 hours a week plugging into your business and giving everything to your team. It doesn't matter because it's not duplicatable. I can tell you from experience, it's not duplicatable. If it was, I'd have 100 Jessicas running around and this team would be like, you know, doing $5 million a month in sales at least. But I'm not duplicatable. So that's why we've built the tools. You've got to use them. Plug in. So they plug in. I already went over that. Yeah, give it, Haas put the quote in there, give a man a fish, he will eat once, teach him how to fish and whatever. Okay. Plug in, so they plug in, use the tools, went over all that. Okay, I'm going to tell you about, and I told you this is going to go past 9 o'clock. I knew it would. This was something that was planned for an hour. I didn't want to go too fast. So if you have to hop off, I'll harass you later for that. No, I'm just kidding. Just watch the recording later. Okay. Drive lines like crazy. I want you guys to hear this because it's not talked about in this company, and it is how we built business in the only other network marketing company I've been involved in. So people like Nicole, Yvonne, Mary, that you guys may have heard these things before and you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I want to put it in terms of building Lavelle business, okay? Because it's not talked about in this company. I'm not quite sure why they've never trained this way, because it is what I really started implementing in my own business more recently. So I am on fire because of it. Driving lines, what does that mean? You bring on 4 new promoters. You bring on 2 new promoters. You bring on 1 new promoter, okay? I want you to I want you to divide up your time. And I'm talking about somebody you brought on that's brand new, that's in it to win it, okay? Well, they don't need to be in it to win it. Let's just say it's somebody that you've just recently brought on. You don't know their network yet. They haven't introduced you to everybody yet. And you're going to need to still separate from that and build your own stuff, right? Because you're always looking for new. You've got to do both. You have got to split your brain and do both. You cannot go into management mode and only just work on your promoters. You have got to spend half of your time at least working on your own new, bringing new in. Okay. So first and foremost, driving lines with your people you already have on. What does that mean? It means, let's say that Sydney and Kristen are my 2 new promoters I just brought on. I now have to go to Sydney and Kristen. And while I love them, and I don't want to overstep them, and I don't want their people overstepping them to come to me. I am going to drive through Sydney's network like it's the only business I have. I'm going to drive through Kristen's network like it's the only business I have. Okay. So I don't know who Sydney knows yet. And I don't know who Kristen knows yet. And let's say Sydney comes on and she's like, kind of, sort of, not really doing the training, not getting in the bots, not getting any of the trials out. But I see on her social media, I know, Sid, I'm using you as an example because we all know that that's exactly opposite of you. And so she's not doing all of the things, but I'm looking at her social media and I'm like, man, she's got 2,000 friends on Facebook. She knows people. So I'm going to go and start peeling through. I'm not saying I'm going to go stalk Sydney's Facebook page and start messaging her friends. Absolutely. You do not do that. You are asking Sydney to do that, but you are going to continuously hunt every single day. Sydney, who can we talk to today? Sydney, what about your friends from high school? Sydney, what about, I saw this girl posting on your Facebook page about this, that, and this. Sydney, what about those 4 trials we did get out from the back office? Can you put them in 3-way chats with me so I can answer their questions about the product? Sydney, who can we go talk to today? This is day 2. Sydney, who is on your VIP 800, 1600 map? Sydney, can we get any of them on Zoom? Sydney, can we go talk to this person or that person? I saw them interact with you over here. Sydney, before we even got you started on your kit, you thought your sister might get involved. Sydney, let's go talk to your sister today. That's driving lines. And then as soon as I get Sydney's sister involved, I'm going to be like, Sydney's sister, who do you know? Who's on your VIP 800 map? Sydney's sister, you said your cousin Sally might want to join this business. Can we get on a Zoom with cousin Sally today? Sydney, can you get your sister to get your cousin on Zoom today with me so we can talk about the business? That's driving lines. Sydney may quit. There's actually a really good chance Sydney's quitting on me. But guess when Sydney won't quit? When I've just created a fire 2 levels deep underneath her and found a Jessica Green, because cousin Sally wants this bad. And all of a sudden she blows this up, goes VIP 1600, and she's straight on her way to 4K. Guess what's happening to Sydney's sister and Sydney? Shoot, I better get my running shoes on because cousin Sally is redlining the crap out of us. And obviously this business works. Now I got to go to work. That's how you build. That will bring you so much joy. I'm not saying go partner up with cousin Sally. I'm saying get her started, get her the tools, and find someone in Sydney's network that's going to run with you. Because then Sydney ain't quitting, neither is Sydney's sister. And you're going to continue that process until they all get it and start bringing on their own people, and they're trained and they're up and they're ready and they're running to go. At the same time, I'm going to Kristen. Kristen, who's on your VIP 800, 1600 sheet? Brother Joe? Great. Let's get Brother Joe on the phone today. Can we talk to Brother Joe? Did he get a sample? How many samples did you get out in your cloud office? Oh, you know what? I actually just went and looked at your count. Looks like you shipped out already 5 of those free samples. Who are they going to? Can you tell me about them? Let's make some notes on them. Can you put a notebook together and write down all of the names of all of those 5 samples, who they are and why they wanted to try it? And let's talk about each one of those today. Who can we get on the phone today? Who can we get in a 3-way chat today? Why did they want to try the product? Oh, you think that your coworker Helen wants to maybe hear more about the business? Can we get her in a 3-way chat today? Can we talk to her about the VIP 800, 1600? Did she watch the video yet? How many people have you sent the opportunity Zoom? What did they say about it? Can you put them in 3-way chats with me? And I'm going to drive through Kristen's network as fast and as furiously as I can in those 14 days. That's how I forgot. I will tell you guys, I forgot. That is how we hit VIP 800, 1600 with every new person. I stopped doing that. And I just started again, and boy, is it working. That's driving lines. It is not overstepping your people and pissing them off because you're talking to their whole network. It is not doing that. I promise you. But if Sydney and Sydney's sister quit, and even though cousin Sally decided she wants to blow this up, then obviously you start working with cousin Sally because they ain't tuning in. It's just how it goes. And when they decide to tune in, they tune in. I'm going to give you a really good example of what just happened. And I know Jess isn't on this morning, but one of my newer promoters, she got started. She owns a fitness studio. She obviously has the clientele. She obviously has the network. Go sit down with her at a restaurant in our town and everyone walks in knowing her, like literally. So she has the people, she has the network, and the people know her, love her, trust her like crazy. she started this business and 6 years ago, got out like 40 trials in 2 days and then vanished on us. And I was too busy at that time to realize she needed more assistance. But we had so many people coming in at that time that people got lost in the sauce. So she comes back now, how many years later, has always been thriving, is like, I actually want to do the business this time. Like, let's do this. Comes on, gets her kit, and vanishes on me again. Like within a few days. She is, mind you, it's not because she wants to, it's because she's extremely busy. And her priority list was this, then Lavelle. Okay. Here's what happened. We started driving lines and she made a post, and a girl by the name of Kimberly Rogers saw the post and contacted Jessica and said, I want in. Kimberly Rogers came in and blew up and went 4K in 5 days. Guess who moved their priority list around? Jessica. Jessica finished this shy of hitting her 12K at the end of this month. We didn't want to push and over push for very significant reasons. But that's driving lines. Now, Kimberly has helped her own upline decide the order of importance and how. I can't even tell you what the shift over a course of maybe 2 to 3 weeks in Jessica's mindset went from. It's not because she didn't believe in the business or she didn't want it. I just don't know, until somebody sees that happen. Sometimes they just aren't all in because their focus is on the other priorities. And that's just the way that it is. So when you start driving lines underneath somebody in that fire, what does fire do? It burns up, right? So go stoke a fire. If it has to be 3 levels deep, go stoke that fire. It burns up. And guess who's going to get hot to trot? That person at the top who's your personal, who didn't really see the order of importance correctly. Now the order of importance completely shifted, and Jess ended up going 4K. She, like I said, almost got to 12K, brought on another couple of new promoters, and we're going to go drive lines with those now. And everything shifted. Okay. So it is so important for you guys to understand that theory and why it works, because it works every time. People hate FOMO and fear of loss. She saw Kimberly come in and blow it up and went, whoa, it's possible. I better get to work. And she did. I didn't even have to do any motivating at that point. Like, she's so motivated. I get a gazillion texts from her a day when she bought a kit, and I didn't hear from her for like 2 weeks there. There was like nothing. I kind of thought, oh, maybe she just came in and did what she did last time and really wasn't as serious. Jess is probably going to kill me when she watches this. I'm using her as an example and didn't ask permission ahead of time, but she's a good sport. So I know that she'll be okay with it. If it can help other people on this team understand how that works, I know she's a massive team player. You guys will adore her when you meet her. So that team's off running and cooking. Okay. We did the same thing with Natalie Wood out of Canada. Natalie Wood did this 6 years ago. She stopped right when Form came out. That will tell you how long ago she was in this business. She was not on my team. Guess where she found me? From one of my lives, you guys. That's why lives work. Just side note, hashtag asterisk, lives work. She found me. Her account was canceled years ago. And she's like, I need to do this. I want back in. You're blowing this up. And she came in and we just drove lines. And I'm going to interview her hopefully this week, you guys. She put me in at least 43-way chats. I woke up this morning, guys. She ended last month at the top of the April Mania board and got that $4,000 bonus. She's less than 30 days into her business. She almost went 12K, again, very close, but for very significant reasons. We didn't hold any volume. We just didn't want to push and put in orders that then would not make sense for this month. So I woke up this morning, you guys, we're on the same time zone. She's very close to Toronto. I woke up to like 7 or 8 new 3-way chats this morning. She's not stopping. She caught the vision and she's on fire, but we drove through her network extremely fast. And there's a whole lot more for her to reach out to. But I'm telling you what, she doesn't give people a choice about 3-way chats. She throws them in them fast before they don't even get a choice. So I want her to explain that to you guys, because she did a really good explanation to me of how she does it and what she does. And it works, obviously, right? It works. So I wanted to give you guys those two examples because those are my two newest examples of driving lines and how fire burns up. Go stoke the fire. If it's not your personal, go find somebody, peel through their network till you find somebody that's going to light that fire. That is going to be your fastest way to 12K. That and three-way chats. Okay. Drive lines like crazy. 100 Thrivers challenge. Please, if you think I'm crazy, do it anyways. If you think it's too much, do it anyways. If you haven't started, start now and do it anyways. I promise you, it teaches you the nuts and bolts and basics of this business, and it will get you reaching out to 100 people this month. I did the math for some of the leaders on the team yesterday. If you do this, you're going to contact 100 people if you follow through the whole month. If you get 2 people doing it with you, that means you're going to have 300 connections happening on your team this month. 300 prospects, you guys, 300. The power of more than one, the duplication. Go grab and lock arms with the downline on your team and tell them, I'm doing this. Please do this with me. Let's go blow this up. Because you doing it is one thing, but network marketing is meant to be done as a team. It's meant to be done as a pyramid, guys. Let's go get the pyramid involved. Okay. So if you have 10 people on your team and you and 10 people are doing the 100 Thrivers challenge, that's 1,000 new prospects, reach outs, connections, introductions to our product or opportunity this month. That's massive. Take a picture of your board. I'm going to create a little contest today in our team page just about posting a picture of your board. Post a picture of your board, post a picture of the window it's on. I don't care. Post a picture of you having it all ready, set up and ready to rock and roll. And I'll do something. I don't know yet. I just haven't got the post up yet. E60 challenge, just touch on that really quick. It's always going. It doesn't mean if they didn't post their pictures by yesterday that they can't enter that contest. They absolutely can, but they do have to post before pictures. We want to know, we're only going to give prizes away to the people who are actually serious, and we can't judge them after. We can't put them into the before and after. It's the only way for us to, unfortunately, it's the only way for us to do a like who can win. We got to have before and after. So if they don't put befores in, they really can't participate because we won't have anything to like look back and forth on. So get your people in there and get them posting their pictures. We had a little team challenge to have all of them in by yesterday. And we, just as a side note on that, there's a post in the Team Hustle page with the blender we're going to give away. I need you to go tell me how many people you have personally that are in this E60 challenge with you that posted pictures by yesterday. Okay. So that is going on. But for our E60 challenge that's going all the way through June, people can literally start June 15th and post their before pictures. So we don't stop doing that. There was just a challenge to get it done by yesterday so that we could help you guys, push really hard up until yesterday. So utilize that. That's going to help you. Just a really quick side note. How are you using your credits? If you're trying really hard to go 12K and you're using your credits to buy your own product for your own use, I challenge you to figure out how not to do that and to use it for building your business. I've had a couple people say to me more recently, well, I need those credits for me. Okay. If that's how you want to build your business, go ahead. If you absolutely cannot thrive unless you use those credits, well, I mean, it is what it is. Use your credits to thrive. I challenge you to figure out another way. Those credits will really help you build a solid business if you use them for, infusing into your business and offering people promotions with those credits. Personal development. This is my last one. And then I've got some things I want to talk about inside of this. You will never outrank your personal development. You won't. You can hear me say that 1,000 times and not pick up a book. And I promise you, even if you get to 12K, it might disintegrate on you because you didn't learn how to self-develop and become a better leader and learn how to breathe into your people, the things that you're learning. Learn to become a better human being. It is imperative that you start picking up books and reading them. If you are a busy person, get Audible. Listen to them on Audible. You don't actually have to read the books. You just need to soak them in. Okay. Most books are on Audible. So if you're a busy person, throw it on in the car when you're driving, throw it on when you're working out, stop listening to music, pour something else into your brain. When I work out every day, I'm listening to a book. I don't listen to music anymore. Now, if you can get your personal development in at other times in the day and you don't want to listen to an Audible while you're working out because music pumps you up more, then fine. But if you're not getting your personal development in and you need to combine those two things, then combine them. If you are new, and even if you're not new and you're doing the 100 Thrivers Challenge and you have not really dove into this book, or you've dove into this book, but not, not in a while, you have to revisit this book. Do you see, this is my copy of it, right? Like it is beat up, it is folded over, it is almost tearing off the back page, and it has, a ton of sticky notes inside of it. Because this, I believe, is literally the network marketing Bible. It's GoPro 7 steps becoming a 7 steps becoming a network marketing professional. Okay, those 7 steps I'm going to just go over really quickly for you in case you don't have the book. It is on Audible. You can get it, and you can get, it's like $10 for the book. It's not an expensive book. If you don't have it, you need to get it. If you don't have it on Audible, you need to get it. If you haven't read it, you need to read it. If you haven't listened to it, you need to listen to it. I can preach this till I'm blue in the face. If you want 12K, you will do the book. That's all I'm going to say. If you want 12K, you will do the book. So he really breaks this down so extremely simple for you. It is so simple, it's stupid. If you literally soak in and follow his 7 steps, you will go 12K. I have no doubt in my mind, none, but you have to do them. So the first one is finding prospects. It's a question I get all the time, finding prospects. So isn't that alone enough to make you want to go pick up the book? Finding prospects. Okay. Number 2 is inviting. Inviting to what? Inviting to events, inviting to watch an opportunity Zoom, inviting to watch a recording, inviting into a 3-way chat, we have a virtual live local that is going to air this Saturday morning. Invite. Become a professional inviter. He tells you how to do it. So step number 2 to becoming a professional in this business is learning how to invite and getting really good at it. Number 3 is presenting. Now, read the chapter. It's not all about getting up in front of an audience of 5,000 people and talking. I know when people think about presenting, that's what they think of. So it's not just that. It's just presenting the opportunity. It's presenting the product. It's presenting, doing something to give them a presentation of what you have. You have to get good at that. It is an integral part of your business, is presenting that piece. Follow-up. Fortune is in the follow-up. So why wouldn't this be one of the 7 steps, right? Get really good at follow-up. Read the chapter, read the step, and learn how to have a follow-up system. That's why we're doing the 100 Thrivers Challenge, to help you get really good at that this month. Step number 5 is helping the person become a customer promoter. It's that flipping that switch from I've talked to you, I've connected with you, I've introduced this to you. Now I got to start asking the hard questions and moving you to customer promoter. If you don't get to that step, you're not going to build your business anyways, right? Because that's the name of the game. We got to get people to customer promoter. Step number 6 is getting started / onboarding. We have the tools. You don't even have to do a whole lot. I've made it so simple for you. You just have to plug them in, and your job is to check in on them, that they are plugged into it. And let me tell you this, if you've been around for a while and you have not, I say this a lot, if you've been around for a while, and I know the people who this is, because I can see your habits. I can see what you're doing on a consistent daily basis. I can see what you tag people in. I can see what you're doing, and I can see the spinning wheels, the spinning plates, we call them, in network marketing. You're trying to do too many things and you're not plugging them in to the simple basic tools that we have. So if you've not gone through the promoter bot or the trial bot in a while, I highly recommend you do that, so you know what you're putting your people through, because how do you know what training they're getting? So I saw a couple of things over the weekend of people tagging people in the guides in some of the first 4 videos, the first 4 onboarding videos. You guys, those videos are the first 4 videos they get in the bot. So that just told me people don't realize that that training's already provided for their new people and they just need to plug them into the bot. Number 2, it's in your boards app. So those videos can be shot off just in case someone needs to revisit that video. They can be shot off really quick right to their inbox. So if we want to make things easy for people, it's get them in the bot and use boards. I feel like going and tagging people in 100 things is the very old archaic way of what we used to do. And it will create confusion for your new person. You've told them to get in Susie the bot, I'm assuming, but then we're going and tagging them in a bunch of the same stuff. And now they don't know where they're supposed to go and what they're supposed to duplicate with their new people. Are they supposed to tag them in all of that stuff? Are they supposed to give them the bot? When do they watch those videos? You know what I'm saying? So we have that. But you have to know what you're putting your new people through, or you'll start going and doing other things because you don't realize they're already getting it. I hope that makes sense. The same thing goes for your sample bot. Same exact thing. If you don't know what they're getting, then you will tend to not plug them into it. You'll just make your job harder for you. I'm trying to make it duplicatable and seamless for you and fast. Now, if you don't agree with how I train people and you don't agree with how the sample bot works, by all means, do your own thing. You're your own boss. You can do that. If it works, work it. If it duplicates, duplicate it. If it doesn't, go back to the tools that have been built for you so that you can make it easy on everybody. So that was step number 6, which is getting started in onboarding. Make sure you have a system. If you don't use mine, make sure you have a system that works and duplicates. That's all I request. Make sure you have a system that works and a system that duplicates. And then promoting events. Inviting is one thing. Promoting events is a whole nother step. Okay. Promoting an event like Thrive-A-Palooza, you need to get really good at. When we have things like I launched what we're doing tomorrow night in Grand Blanc, it was a max of 40 people and it maxed out. And I am thrilled about that. Side note, if you are signed up for that event and for some reason something changes in your schedule today or tomorrow morning, you had best let us know right away because there's people on a waiting list for that. Don't take up a spot when someone else could plug in, please. That's not nice. If your schedule changed or your priority list changed, please let us know. But promoting events like that, the minute I launch them or the minute we launch them or the minute the company launches them, you have to become very good at promoting those events. Promoting events will help you take a whole team. I think Eric Worre says it really well in his book. If you can get a lot of people to do the same thing that works, you'll grow an expansive, explosive team. It is the simple things that we forget to do and we overcomplicate things. And those 7 steps will make you a much better, stronger team and will help you excel to the 12K mark. So those are all my notes. I'm going to actually copy and paste right now my notes into the chat so that you guys can grab them into the chat on this Zoom, FYI, not into the team chat. It won't make sense to people who aren't on. Take these and put them in the notes on your phone if you want to refer back to all the things that I said. That's what I just went through in order. I hope that that was helpful and beneficial to you guys. I want more than anything to crush a bunch of new 12Ks this month. Okay. I am here to help. You have an upline that is here to help. You have all of the tools to help. I cannot wait to see a bunch of you tomorrow night. Remember, there's a lot of people driving really far to be at that event. So please come early. Please be there on time. Please be ready to learn. And Haas, did you have something to say? Your hand is raised. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to wait for you to get done with all your stuff because I know how important it is.
Yep,
I just want to let everybody know that I'm doing a kind of an opportunity Zoom / experience Zoom for all of you guys that have men that are on your team, that maybe even your husband's in the background. Pop this on. I'll drop it in our chats. It is an opportunity Zoom with Tommy Tidwell, who just went 200K, him and his wife both very quickly. Aaron Aponte, who's somebody he's a millionaire in Lavelle, as well as a powerful 200K, and myself. We are doing this huge kind of Zoom training. It's going to be streaming live as well. It's going to be epic, guys. These two guys have so much energy and so much power behind what they've done. They're going to teach you how the guys do it. we're going to show you and give you the fire that you need for the men in your lives or the guys on your team. All right, this is going to help them get out of that rut. So just a heads up, this is going on tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern. I'll drop the graphic in the Zoom in the chats.
Amen. And if you missed it, we are adding more IPA Zooms, income producing activities Zooms, to our lineup. I will get that graphic out shortly, so it has everything on one graphic for you guys, and I'll pin it to the top of the hustle page. But just so you know, there's one that's happening tonight, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We wanted to hit the night owls and the people on the West Coast. We'll be doing that twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays. And then there's a couple more being added on Friday and Saturday mornings, just so we have Zooms a couple of times a day, multiple times a week, so that you guys can plug in and work your business with people who know what they're doing. Okay. And you have a place to plug your team in when you can't be there. I hope you guys have a fabulous week. Let's put on our running shoes. It is the beginning of May. Let's not put any minutes, can't be wasted. We have to spend them all appropriately. So plan your month out appropriately, and you will go 12K. We are here to help you. Now, as Sydney says, God helps those who help themselves. Bye, guys.